Good morning, students. So, in the last previous class, we have discussed some of the applications of thermal conductivity and some good classification of substances on the basis of the value of thermal conductivity. Okay. There we have seen that we have studied that good conductors and bad conductors, and also we have discussed the other mode of transfer of heat, that is convection. Okay, convection is a process in which the transfer of heat from one part to another part by the actual movement of the particles. Okay, so that is what convection. And I also have given you an example how the water will get heated up. Okay, if you take one more example for that convection, if you take a room heater and if you place in one corner of the room, then the complete room is filled with the cold air. Okay, especially when you place the room heater in the room during the winter season, okay, so then whatever the air which is present in the room, which is a cold air, so from that, when we switch on the room heater, so when we switch on the room heater here, if we, for example, we are considering this is a room, I am placing a room heater here, a radiator here. Okay, so here this room is filled with a cold air. Okay, it is having a window here. Okay, it is having a window here. So it is filled with cold air. So the air near the radiator will get first heats up. So the air which is present near the radiator will get heats up and its density will decreases and it rises up. And the colder air again it comes down. It is replaced by cold air. So likewise the complete room which is filled with cold air will get heats up and some convection currents are going to be formed here. Okay. So in this way the room will get heats up. Okay. So this is all about the convection, and the other one topic which we are discussing today is that how the winds will blow. It is sea breeze and land breeze. Okay, winds, sea breeze and land breeze. Okay. This convection plays a very important role in weather changing. Okay, in weather changing, this convection current plays a very important role in weather changing. Say for example, during the daytime. So say this is a sea. Is a sea. Okay, this is sea, right? And nearby that sea, we are having this is a land and it is a sea. Okay. Now during daytime, during day, okay, the Earth's surface, this is Earth's surface, this is sea. Okay, the Earth's surface will get heats up. Now, whichever the air which is near to the Earth's surface, the air which is present near the Earth's surface during the daytime, it gets heats up. As you know that during the daytime, the Earth's heated, it heats up, and the air which is present near the Earth will get heats up and it rises up like this. Okay, and the cold air which is present here, okay, so that cold air is being replaced here. So likewise we will get the sea breeze here. This is the sea breeze. Okay, This is during the daytime. So whoever the person who is standing here, he will get the sea breeze. So likewise, air which is present near the earth surface during the daytime, it gets heats up by the sun, and the air which is heating up, it rises up, and the colder air, okay, यहाँ पे क्या होगा? The colder air, or you can say the heavier air, it is being replaced by here, and again the lighter air after heating, we know that when the temperature rises, density decreases. So here the density of the air will be decreased here because of due to the reduction in the density of the air. It becomes lighter and it rises up, and the colder air or the heavier air is being replaced by them. And similarly, the colder air will get heats up and its density decreases and again it rises up. So in this way, the convection currents are going to be formed here. Okay. So this is how the sea breeze occurs. Okay. Now similarly, during daytime, okay, sorry, during night time, let us we are considering the same sea here. Okay. During daytime, the earth's surface will cool down fastly, and this water which is present in the sea, it does not become so much cold here. So hence here what happens here now? The lighter air, because of due to the temperature, high temperature of this water, the lighter air will get rises up, and the colder air which is present near the surface, it is being replaced here. So this is how the land breeze occurs here. This is land breeze. Okay. So in this way, the convection currents are going to be formed here. Okay. So this is all about the land breeze here. Okay. So the lighter air will get rises up because of the temperature of this water is high. The air which is present above the sea, it gets heats up and its density will be decreased and it rises up, and the colder air will be replaced here, and again the colder air will get heats up and it again rises up. So in this form the convection currents are going to be formed here. So in this way the winds are going to be generated. Okay. So in this way we are getting the, so the person who is standing here at near the on the earth surface, so whatever the cold air he is receiving, so that is called, that is he is receiving from the sea, that is from sea breeze, and similarly here land breeze. Okay. So this is all about the sea breeze and land breeze. Now our next topic is that radiation, the other third mode of transfer of heat, radiation. Okay. Now as I told you that in the beginning only, while starting the modes of transfer of heat topic, I told you that radiation is the only fastest way through which we can transfer the heat. Okay. So now what is this radiation here? Okay. So radiation is also a process in which the heat can be transferred from one part to another part without heating the intervening medium. I am writing the definition here. The process in which heat is transferred from one part to another part without heating the intervening medium. Without heating the medium. Example. So whatever the radiations which are received from the sun, they are reaching the earth, but they are not hitting the medium. So whatever the medium which is present between the sun and the earth, so when the radiations are, when the hot radiations are, when they are coming from the when they are reaching to the earth, so in between the earth and the sun, so the whatever the medium is present, there it is not hitting the medium. So radiations which are reached by the earth, so those radiations are not hitting the intervening medium. So that is called as radiations. Okay. So the process in which heat is transferred from one part to another part without heating the intervening medium is called the radiation. Now next, thermal radiation. Thermal radiation also been called as a heat radiation. So whenever every body when it heats up, then it emits some radiations. Those radiations are called as thermal radiations, or it is also called as heat radiation. Okay, so once I am repeating the thermal radiation, every body when it is heated, then it emits some waves, or we can say some electromagnetic waves. Okay, then it is called, those radiations are called as the thermal radiations. If you take a metallic bulb, when we are heating that one continuously at the high temperature, then that body, it emits some waves. Those waves are nothing but what? They are the electromagnetic waves. So those radiations are called as the thermal radiations or the heat radiations. Okay, so basically here those radiations are having a range of, that is thermal radiations are having a range of 8 into 10 to the power of -7 meter to 4 into 10 to the power of -4 meter. So this range which lies in the infrared radiations. So that's why these thermal radiations are also called as the infrared radiations. They are also called as the infrared radiations. So the wavelengths was ranging from the thermal radiations, whose wavelengths are ranging in between 8 into 10 to the power of -7 meter to 4 into 10 to the power of -4 meter. Then they are lying in the infrared region. So that's why those radiations, these thermal radiations, are also called as infrared radiations. Okay. Now next, this is all about the radiation and thermal radiation. Okay. And also we have discussed how the convection currents are going to be flowed. Okay. There is series and line trace. Now some of the properties of thermal radiations. Properties of thermal radiations. Okay. Now the first property is that thermal radiations are nothing but what? These are the radiations. Okay. They are not the heat which is transferred from one part to another part. They are not hitting the intervening medium. So the one property which I am having, that heat can be transferred without heating the medium. Okay. Now second one is that these thermal radiations always travel along straight line. And they travel with this these thermal radiations, they travel with the speed of light. That is how much? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Okay, they travel with the speed of the light. So I am writing here. Travel with the speed of light. That is C is indicating the speed of light. Okay, they travel along the straight line. So without hitting the intervening medium, these thermal radiations can be transferred, and they travel with the speed of light. Okay. And the fourth property is that here the intensity of the thermal radiations is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the source of these radiations. Okay. And the fifth one is that the fourth one is nothing but what? Here I is nothing but intensity of the thermal radiations is always inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the source of these radiations. Okay. That is the fourth property. Now fifth property, these thermal radiations, they do not require the material medium for their propagation. They do not require the material medium for their propagation. Okay. It's a fifth one. Now sixth property is that, this is the last property, that these thermal radiations can be reflected and refracted like light waves. Okay. So the first property is that thermal radiations can be transferred from one part to another part without hitting the material, without hitting the medium. Okay. These thermal radiations, they does not hit the medium during the transfer of heat. And these thermal radiations always travel along the straight line, and they travel with the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Here, and intensity is inversely proportional to the intensity of the thermal radiations is always inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the source of the radiations. And fifth property is that they do not require the material medium for their propagation. And the last one is that these thermal radiations can be reflected and can be refracted like light waves. Okay. So this is all about the properties of thermal radiations which we have discussed. Okay. And also we have discussed the radiation. The radiation is nothing but what? The process in which heat is transferred from one part to another part without hitting the intervening medium. And thermal radiations, as you know that when any body, when it is heating up, when it is heated, it emits some waves. Those waves are nothing but what? Electromagnetic waves. So those electromagnetic waves are called as the thermal radiation, or it is also called as heat radiations, and whose wavelength is ranging between 8 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter to 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter. As this comes under the infrared region, hence these thermal radiations are called as infrared radiations. Okay, and also we have discussed the sea breeze and land breeze, that is by the convection. Okay. So this is all about the topic which we have discussed in the today's class. In the next class, we will discuss a new topic. Okay? Thank you, dear students.